have one prepared speech today, Nagham, and the table. This is the delivery social speech number 2, and this is a 3 to 4 minute speech, and the speech title in is memory. The speech introduction. This is fulfill a second social speech in level 3. Nagra will deliver a speech in our uncle's memory. Please help me and welcome Nagra for our speech.
Mr. Toastmaster, fellow Toastmasters, my Uncle Jawad passed away a few years ago. I didn't know him that well when he was in his old age. I did know him though when I was younger, much younger, back home in Iraq. He was the guy that comes every once in a while to our house and had stories to tell. I loved his stories. I loved listening to everything he had to say. He's my mother's brother. He comes to visit every once in a while from where he lived, and he had a lot of things to say. One of the most amazing memories that I have about him is that my uncle was married only one time. He was married to the love of his life. Her name was Nahad, and she passed away very early in her life, and he never married again. And every time he comes to our house, he had stories to tell about Nahad. And I got to know her without even looking at her, seeing her, or getting to talk to her. I was really young. I think I was a baby when she passed away. But these are the stories I learned from him about his wife and her loving memory. And he never married again. This is how much he loved her. My uncle had a special gift, a gift of jokes. Now, I do not remember any jokes he told right now because this is like 50 years ago, I think, or something. I don't know. Too long. I'm not 50 years old. But he made me laugh. And one of the most amazing things that I actually learned from him is reading. I learned to read the Arabic language way before I went to school. Every time he comes, he had a lesson for me, and he would sit with me and we would read together, to the point where we started doing the word puzzles in the newspapers. I was able to do that before going to first grade. I never attended kindergarten, just to let you know. But I learned to read from him. I was able to sit down with him and do the word puzzles. I was so proud of myself. But I was mainly proud to have learned from him. He had that gift. He joked, he told stories, he taught me so many different things. And when he passed away a few years ago, I really didn't have a chance to talk to anybody. I didn't talk to anyone in my family, not anyone that knew him anyway. So I had these thoughts locked up in my head. Up until today, I got the chance to talk about him and remember all of these wonderful things about him. He was a really important figure in my life, other than being my uncle and my mother's brother. He was that figure that taught me a lot of things. I learned from his own life, for his strength, his belief in life, his love, the way he loved his wife, his passing wife. It was amazing. I got to learn from his strength and get that from him as well. And although I never got to say these things, this is the first time I say this about my uncle, I feel a sense of, a love. I do. And I do not drink. A lot of people would probably at this point raise a glass in his memory or a toast. I don't do that. But what I would like to do today is raise my hands. And that's what we do in Islam, is I raise my hands to the heavens and ask God to bless his soul, his wonderful soul that helped make me as a human being and mold me into this individual. A part of me is my uncle, is part of him, Uncle Jawad. Back to you, Mr. Toastmaster.